Before we do that.
Before the movie?
Before the fucking movie. Because hold on, we got to pump the brakes a little bit. John Boyega. Shout out to you, goddammit. John Boyega was going off at the end of 2019, in the 11th hour of 2019, telling the entire Star Wars fan base, for the most part, to kiss his fucking ass.
Yes and no.
Go ahead.
We should put a pin in this because this is directly in correlation to episode 9.
True.
And why. So we should come back to this.
Oh, God damn it. Okay.
I know you're excited about it and whatnot, but we should stem where this comes from.
All right.
And that is episode 9.
Okay.
So.
Episode 9. What did you think of this fucking movie? This is the end of the trilogy.
End of a saga. Not just, yes, end of a trilogy, but it's also an end of a 40-year saga. It's not the end of Star Wars.
Okay.
But it is,
You were about to jump on in like, no, motherfucker.
It's not the end of Star Wars. It's the end of the Skywalker saga. And
at the end,
yeah, at the end, yeah, but
I mean
it's not like we're not going to see more stuff. And I think where the movie ends is where we're going to see.
You can't say it's the end of Skywalker when the movie's literally called The Rise of Skywalker. In the end.
Well, that's not necessarily true. Just because it's the Rise of Skywalker doesn't mean it's necessarily the end of.
So let's go to the. We'll talk to
we
the
movie. We jumped to the very end.
Yeah, no. Well, I'm just gonna say overall, I was content with the film. I wasn't ecstatic, but it was weird because what I wanted and partly what I predicted on the cast came true in the film, and I was like, okay, that's weird. You gave me what I wanted. But is it really what I wanted? Like, it was a weird mixed feeling. So, I was content. Like, I'm not like, oh my God, this is bullshit. I'm just like, oh, okay, I get it. And like, was it pandering to the fans, you may question? I kind of think so, but not really.
I mean, it's been 2 weeks. I mean, you can put it out there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just spoil it.
Yeah.
If y'all have not watched
Rise of
Skywalker, just stop listening for. We'll probably talk about this for like maybe 15, 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah. Go ahead. I mean, tell specifically what you meant.
So a lot of people were talking about how this retcons a lot of The Last Jedi with the decisions that Luke made and how he says he's wrong and the Rey's lineage of her being a Palpatine, how people guessed that back in Force Awakens.
True.
And like people who complained vehemently that Rey was so powerful for no reason. Now they have a reason, and now they're still up in their feelings.
Who's mad?
It's like, why are you mad? You guys were wondering why she's so powerful. Here it is, and now you're still mad? Like, really? They're like, oh, they pulled a cheap trick. They had to go back in the bag and pull out the Emperor. And I'm like, dude, the Emperor. If you guys were paying attention, which you probably were not, because you're fucking bitching, the Emperor stood amongst Jedi masters. Masters shook hands with them, and they didn't even know that he was their real threat. And yet he was able to best them and then come back. And for some reason, people can't, accept that for some reason. It's like, dude, him being the mastermind throughout the entire saga, I think is great.
Okay, there's two problems that I have with the movie, and one of them is Rey being a Palpatine. So the problem is her age. She's roughly the same age as Kylo Ren, right? Roughly the same age.
Okay.
So we're thinking early 20s, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Palpatine been dead.
Yeah.
So
Palpatine might have had young hoes, though.
Yeah, so she's granddaughter.
It doesn't matter how young his hoes were. He was dead.
Yeah, but she's his granddaughter, not daughter.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess that makes a little more sense.
Granddaughter,
that's
not daughter.
Yeah. But even still, they need to even though this happened, they need to go back and hopefully they have subsequent movies.
So I don't think that'll be movies. I think that'll be Disney Plus.
Well, either way, they need to explain a little better because it seemed like the parents didn't have any fucking force powers, and it was just like that. That's very odd.
I thought so. It doesn't show them a whole lot. They show them in the film, right? But I think they did what Luke did: is cut themselves off from the force, so that way they can't be tracked.
Yeah, there's other, I guess, people that done it too. Because in what is it? Fallen Order.
Order.
Another Jedi had that cut off her powers. So.
Yes, she did. Same thing. Force Unleashed.
Yeah.
If you ever play Force Unleashed, General Ram Koda, he has an accident, and then he said his link was cut, but it's really psychological for him.
Quick point of order, just so I make sure I understand this lineage the best I can. It was Palpatine, Mr. I Am the Senate's daughter or son?
His son.
His son.
His
is
son.
the father of
that,
okay.
Just like in marriage, the last name carried through the male lineage.
Okay.
So, I mean, there's slight murmuring, because there is talk about a Mara Jade Skywalker Disney plush, which was totally rumored, but that person could be Luke's daughter. Even though Luke doesn't mention having any kids, Palpatine, he could have had a daughter that hooked up with Palpatine's son.
I mean,
Possibly.
I think it is kind of cool that they brought Palpatine back, and then they made, Rey the granddaughter. And that's a cool way to like wrap, to kind of fix things that were done in previous movies.
I'm just gonna make one quick point. Remember, in the very first one, The Force Awakens, the big thing was Ben/Kylo's relationship with his grandfather. Even though Vader was obviously already dead and all of that. But in this, you have almost the mirror relationship standpoint of Palpatine and Rey. Grandfather, lineage and whatnot. But it is what it is. Anyway, what else do you think?
Yeah, like I said, I was content. I'm not mad at the film. I literally had very little gripes with this film, really, because I was just like, oh, they're giving me a bunch of things. The one thing I kind of wanted, I wanted Poe, not Poe and Finn, but I wanted Poe and Carrie Russell's character to at least have like a little make-out session. I think Poe deserved that.
You didn't give them some leeway on that with her being dead?
With Carrie Russell?
I'm sorry, I thought you meant Carrie Fisher.
Oh my
That'd be weird.
goodness.
She's an old lady.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, no aid, no.
Wait, you're talking about Daft Punk?
Yeah, him and Daft Punk, they should.
Who was Daft Punk? What was her
That's
real name?
Carrie Russell.
I didn't know it was Carrie Russell.
That's Carrie Russell's character.
Okay, yeah, no, that's Daft Punk. Fuck that.
What the fuck?
She did have a dope ass suit though.
She did.
But she was Daft Punk.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what it was. Come
Yeah,
on.
I mean, he should have had a make-out section. And he
tried at the end. He tried to bust them sugar walls.
No, he tried twice.
He shot his shot.
He shot twice. He did his shot twice and got shot down. But then he shrugged it off. He's like, I guess. He's like, I tried to shoot my shot and get what I got. I think he should have got a little something. Something.
All right, Kronos, get in here. What you think?
Yeah, so like my main gripe with the film, I'll just start with like the stuff I didn't like. All right, my main gripe was the way that Princess Leia died, or I'm sorry, General Leia died. That seemed like really fucking awkward to me, and just like, okay, I'm gonna reconnect with my son and just lay down and die. I was like, that's really stupid in my opinion. Like, and you can try to nerd away it, like, oh, she was reconnected with the Force and then she died. Get the fuck out of here. Doesn't make any fucking sense logically. The fact that you reach out to your son and all of a sudden you die.
Well, space magic is logical. Okay.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah,
It's stupid.
I don't think it's stupid. I just think space magic. It's not everything's fully explained with the Force. So.
Well, let him get
Yeah,
his thoughts.
I'm just saying. I'm just throwing in my 2 cents.
It doesn't make any sense. It makes zero sense that she would just, I'm gonna kick my son, then I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna show him that I'm alive, then I'm gonna die.
Peace out.
Yeah, I love you. Now I'm dead. Like, it's just that shit was stupid. And I understand that she is obviously dead in real life, but they could have wrote that way fucking better. You know what I mean? Like, maybe have her reawaken her powers in a battle with her lightsaber, and then Rey picks it up or some shit like that because she died. That'd be way fucking better than, oh, I'm gonna reconnect with him and then just lay down in this bed and just die. That's just stupid. It's stupid. It wasn't like she was Yoda and she was old as fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
She is old as fuck.
She's not that fucking. She wasn't 500 years old.
900 years old, but I mean, she looked like it.
Oh, how dare you!
Damn.
How dare you!
Speaking ill of the
Damn.
Yoda doesn't exist. Carrie Ann Fisher did. I mean, I'm just saying. You're an asshole.
Yep.
That was my main gripe with the film. Other than that, I mean, it did an adequate job with the rest. You know, when I watched it with the part where Kylo Ren doesn't make it. Well, so the part where basically Rey dies, and then they already showed that Rey has healing powers.
Yep.
and then Kylo Ren uses the same healing powers to heal her, and I was like, well, I guess we're in an infinite loop now, right? Because she's just gonna heal him back, and then he just faded away, and I was like, okay, well, I guess you just there's your answer. He'll just fade away.
You're not gonna revive me? Yeah. I'm down.
He was like, no takesies backsies. Just fucking faded away. I was just like, okay, you got me. I mean, that was acceptable writing because because it would have been an infinite loop of just them bringing each other back. So that's cool, and I think that in the end when she had the yellow lightsaber, and I was like, so she's probably gonna be a true gray Jedi, which would be dope. You know what I mean? It would be dope to actually have that whole deal come in, because she's shown her mastery of both the light and the dark, so that would make her a gray Jedi, and she's using a non-traditional lightsaber.
Yep.
So,
or a very traditional lightsaber.
How so?
Well, I'm letting him finish, but I'll come back to this in just a second.
Well, non-traditional for like the modern in that time Jedi.
Okay.
Yeah, because I know that there's like lightsabers back in the day. They were supposed to be used for like stormtroopers and shit. They weren't even really used by a Jedi. Like if you go by like the actual stories, and so that goes back into the Mandalorian too, which is pretty cool to see. But that wasn't a traditional like Jedi weapon. So, but it was cool to see them use like a different color, just like they did for Mace Windu. Something that was unique, and hopefully hopefully that will spawn off a whole different story and lore with the films and the show, the way that Mace Windu probably should have. You know what I mean? Because Mace Windu kind of got done dirty, except for the Clone Wars by Genndy Tartakovsky. I think he did way more justice to Mace Windu than the movies and any other show did, because he was a fucking badass.
Sure
like
was.
If you haven't watched the Genndy Tartakovsky, he's the same guy that did
Samurai Jack
and
Powerpuff Girls,
and also Justice Laboratory and Primal. Now that it's not out yet, right?
No, it's out.
Is it out? Shit, I haven't watched it yet.
It's good.
He's a great director and a great like visionary as far as like animation goes.
Oh, you know what he also did? Fucking everyone loves it. Fucking Dexter's Laboratory. That's his start.
That's what I just said.
I thought I missed that part.
Yeah, no, you don't listen. It's all good, man.
No, I was zoning out.
He's like, Cronus is talking. I'm just gonna zone out.
No,
he was like, all right, I'm out.
Yeah, I pulled a Kylo. Or I'm sorry, Ben.
But yeah, if nobody's watched, the Clone Wars by Genndy Tartakovsky, definitely check that out, because it really breaks down like how badass he was. So if you ever watched, I think it was Clone Wars, and you saw General Grievous, how he was super injured in it, you need to watch Clone Wars, the animated series, which is short, to understand why he's injured, because Mace Windu fucked him up.
Sure did.
He fucked him up bad.
Yeah.
Sure did.
If you want to, the easiest way to look for it, go on YouTube, type in Clone Wars micro series, and it'll pop up. It's all like 2 hours of it, and it's not on Disney Plus.
Oh no,
it's
right now. It's basically fucking nowhere.
Yeah, it's not even on Cartoon Network that I've seen. So if you go on YouTube though, someone edited all the episodes together, so it's like literally a 2 hour and 15 minute like watch, and it's in order. So it's actually pretty dope. So there you go.
Yeah, you learn more about Mace Windu. You learn more about not Luke Skywalker, but fucking.
There's a lot.
Ewan McGregor, Anakin.
No, there's like
Anakin a little bit too. But what's the fucking
Obi-Wan?
No, Jesus Christ.
Qui-Gon?
Darth Vader.
Oh, Darth. All right.
No, like what's his name before that?
Dooku. You learn a bit
Darth
about
Vader. What was his name before he was Darth Vader?
Anakin.
Yeah.
He just said
Anakin. Sorry, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
I'm listening to you.
Yeah. The biggest takeaways from the micro series is one, it introduces Asajj Ventress.
Yeah.
If you don't know who she is, she's a huge figure in the actual Clone Wars, the series, and the movie. She's introduced in the micro series. We're introduced to Dirge, the bounty hunter, which he seemingly dies in it, but he's a huge presence in the comics. We're introduced to General Grievous.
Yep.
It's his first introduction is in the micro series. And he's introduced in the last, 2-3 episodes, which I believe he had a better voice in that than in the actual film.
Yeah.
Because they recasted it. He was casted last in the film.
Well, and in the micro series, like he's way more terrifying.
Oh yeah,
'Cause he,
way
like,
more.
He fucking takes out teams of Jedis.
Yeah, by
like,
himself.
Easily. Yeah, he's just like y'all hold back. I'm just gonna go fuck you up real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It also introduces a world that keeps showing up, even though our first time seeing it. It's an important world to the Jedi is Ilum. It's where they get their crystals, and it's an important world. In if you're playing Fallen Order, it shows up there. It's also mentioned in a couple other series. I think it shows up again in the Clone Wars, the series, the animated series, the CGI series. It doesn't introduce Ahsoka. That's where the movie does and the other series does. But there's just a lot of stuff, a lot of firsts are in the micro series. So
Well, let's jump back to episode 9 for a quick second, though. Not that that
What'd
series
you
wasn't
think?
great.
What did you think?
Yeah. So this whole trilogy was about Reylo. It really was. The Reylos fucking won. Everybody on the internet and in the world saying that bullshit. Oh, they're related and all this other. None of that was true. It was all bullshit from the very fucking beginning. This relationship, I've said it before. I'm gonna say it again. I feel like it has its serious problems. Both of them have tried to kill each other successfully sometimes.
It's basically
for 3 movies.
It's a hood relationship. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it really is.
It's the best hood
Toxic.
relationship.
But this is the best we have from a sci-fi relationship standpoint. It's better than Han and Leia, you know. And this is what the whole backbone of this trilogy was always about. The Reylos from The Force Awakens said this, and then when The Last Jedi came out, it was pretty much undeniable, but there were still people denying it.
yeah, a lot of people didn't want that happening. I mean, because when I knew people that watched The Last Jedi, they're like, I don't see this relationship that you're talking
People are so
about.
full of, I don't get how you didn't. I literally don't. The best scenes, and I've talked a whole lot of shit, and will continue to talk shit about The Last Jedi. I hated fucking Holdo. She's just as bad as Jar Jar to me. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. But the best scenes in The Last Jedi were Rey and Kylo. Like the throne scene and all those other ones.
The people that didn't understand the Reylo thing, but probably people that don't understand, they're fucking nerds. They don't understand like dynamics in relationships.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're just like, I don't know how they could be attracted to each other.
Even from an acting standpoint, when those two are on screen together, it's exciting to watch. They had great dialogue. They had great chemistry. You wanted to see what they would say or do next from the very beginning of this trilogy all the way to the end. And that's why I enjoyed that aspect of this film. Now, they cucked fucking Finn. Finn was exciting to me in The Force Awakens. I think he was exciting to most people because we had never seen a stormtrooper defect.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they made him basically asexual in this.
Yeah, he's Okay, let me tell. Can I be real with y'all? If you have not fucked someone, and it's just a platonic relationship, but you want to fuck them, I just can't wrap my head around you screaming, Ray, Ray, for 2 movies now, basically, in the rain like Usher, over and over and over again. And yes, you care about that person. That has been established. But this pining for her and all of that got old for me.
He didn't even fuck Rose. I was like,
yeah,
oh, man.
Rose was throwing pussy at him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, okay, unless you've done some mind force fucking with Ray, obviously she ain't feeling you, dude. Quit calling her name in the rain. Like, I got real tired of that shit.
So he wasn't pining for her, apparently, and not according to Abrams.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. They hinted at it pretty fucking hard, like
in
with
Force
that sand
Awakens,
scene.
yeah, but not.
Even in this, they hinted at it pretty fucking hard.
So he clarifies exactly what he officially was supposed to say. I guess it got cut, or I don't know. But there's a press conference with the actors and JJ, and it's not about love or nothing. Even John Boyega shot that down. You've been following him on Twitter. He does not say that he loves her.
That's fine. I hear you. It was strongly implied. Anybody who saw the movie, apart from those quotes, it was strongly implied. You can backtrack on it, you know, because you saw the real version and that got editing room floor, but it was strongly implied. And Poe didn't act that way. You know what I mean? Like, they all have a bond. It's a three-person kind of bond.
He doesn't
Poe was
even-
not going as hard as fucking Finn for Rey in the rain.
Poe didn't even meet Rey until Last Jedi. The end of Last Jedi.
It's just, it's annoying.
Poe didn't get anything either. I'm like,
No,
no,
he
man.
didn't.
He should have gotten some Daft Punk pussy.
Yeah,
you know that.
I just said that.
Yeah, I mean that's what. But I loved Poe in this because he wasn't cucked by Holdo. Poe was doing pilot shit in the very fucking beginning. He was, what was it, light speed skipping?
Yeah.
I've never seen that before in any Star Wars shit.
So if somebody's listening to this podcast and you're like, oh, well, people that, are together, man and woman, they don't need to have sexual... Listen, they were at fucking war. I've been to war. First thing you do when you go home, what are you trying to do?
Fuck.
You trying to fuck. Like,
Yes.
100%.
All the time.
You're trying to spread your seat because you might fucking die.
Yep.
So that's the main reason why, like, if you see, like, people that go overseas,
Yeah.
they have kids. Like when they come back, 'cause it's like,
Absolutely.
they got to knock somebody up to fucking let their DNA go on in case they
Yep.
fucking die, and that's a real fucking thing.
Of course it is. And it's not even like just American culture,
No,
military.
not
No.
fucking culture.
That's throughout. Even if you go back to ancient Roman and Greek times,
Yeah.
you'll find some of that.
Because you can't have your fucking population numbers go down.
In fact, the state wants you. The state wants you to fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Soldiers to fuck. But yeah, dude. So
I mean,
I
it's
dug
just-
I dug the relationship stuff with those two, but there was, again, everything with Finn, get the fuck out of here. But Poe was awesome doing piloty, ballsy General Poe.
Honestly,
shit.
I'd have been happy if Poe and Finn fucked.
Yeah.
I'd been fine with it. I'm like,
I'd have
at least
been-
they got something.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
check this shit out. Everyone was talking about LGBTQ plus representation, which we see in the film
For a-
we,
Yeah.
for a millisecond.
A millisecond. But people still weren't fucking happy. They want like story around this, and all.
God
I'm like,
damn
dude,
it.
you don't need that. You get to see it on film. You can see it in a major franchise. Like, why do you need a whole movie story, whatever, around that? Who
Star Wars
cares?
isn't a gay story. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I hate to break it to you. It never was
never
a
was.
gay story.
It's
It-
not,
it's
but like
a-
I said though, if
it-
Poe and Finn would have been like,
Yeah.
I'd been like, all right, if they'd wrote it
Yeah.
well.
I would
All right.
have been fine with that, whatever, if that's what the way they wanted to go. But I'm just saying, traditionally, that's never been a part of
Yeah.
Star Wars.
And let me
It
explain.
has been incestuous,
Yeah,
though.
let me say it like when I say if they wrote it well, obviously they've written badly
Yeah.
relationships in this.
Yep.
So obviously you have to write a better gay story than these stupid ass asexual stories they've been writing in this movie. Because I mean, literally, you have people that are obviously they're attracted to the characters in the movie.
Yep.
But that are somehow asexual.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's very odd writing to me.
I'll tell you what. What's the new girl? Jenna? Is that her name?
Jenna, yeah.
Jenna seemed like she was interested in slurping up BBC from Finn as well. She stayed with him on that Star Destroyer or whatever,
Yeah.
and was like, "Hey, dude, if you here, I'm here, baby." You know what I mean? I was like, "Okay, tap something, Finn."
So I got the impression that because we see Finn as the only stormtrooper defector. He lands on one of the moon of Endors, where there's other defectors.
Yeah.
And we apparently see that he is force sensitive. And it leads me to assume that these kids that were conscripted may also be force sensitive as well.
It'd be funny if they're like, if they do subsequent movies, they should find like the actual list because it's still out there.
Yeah.
Yeah?
And he, like, either him or his parents are probably on that list.
Yep.
And all the other people that were defectors.
Yeah.
There was also one thing that was retconned that most people probably don't realize.
What's that?
It had to do with the TIE fighters. So the TIE fighters in this movie somehow could go to light speed.
Yes.
Oh, that's
but
the
we
point.
That was a serious retcon.
we see that in Force Awakens.
Yeah, that's a serious retcon.
How's it a retcon when they used Lightspeed with the TIE Fighter in Force Awakens?
Because they're not supposed to be able to do that prior to that movie. Like,
He's talking about prior to this trilogy, I think.
yeah, this whole
Oh
trilogy.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's the First Order, so I mean,
Yeah,
they have slightly new tech, I guess.
yeah, but it was
I mean,
like,
because it also has a rear gunner seat. So when we see that TIE fighter, there's two people in the cockpit. There's Rey, or I'm sorry,
I think
Poe.
they've had that before too, though. I think.
No, they had a bomber with a separate compartment where they drop bombs. But this one, the pilots are always been single seaters.
Have you read Alphabet Squadron?
No, I can't find it.
You can't find
I've
it?
been looking for it. No one fucking has it.
You
so
can't get it on digital? Motherfucker, get out of
no,
here.
no,
You're not looking hard
I
enough.
prefer fucking hardback. I don't like that digital bullshit. I like my.
If
looking for it.
If I look it up right now and I find it, motherfucker.
You'll probably find it on Amazon, but
Yeah.
I went to fucking. I don't have Amazon, so I don't use that
What
shit.
do you mean? You don't have motherfucker?
Nope.
It's a website. How do you not have it?
I don't use
You
it.
don't
I don't
have-
have an account.
You don't need. Jesus
I don't
Christ.
use that shit.
This dude This dude.
I can't breathe.
Seriously.
I don't use that shit.
You know,
You said I can't find it, and then he said Amazon. You were like, I don't use that shit.
I don't
What
use
the
that shit.
fuck?
I don't use it. I go to a bookstore and look to have it. If they don't, I'm just like, oh, I'll try to find it.
First of all, find a fucking bookstore. Second of all, look at Amazon. That's why they don't have fucking bookstores. You understand that? So before Amazon got big, they were a bookstore.
Yeah,
So maybe look it up at the bookstore.
yeah. I looked at it.
Oh,
I went to a
God.
local bookstore. They didn't
Don't
have
go
it.
to because the local bookstore. The Amazon put them out of business.
Save this rant, please.
Christ, what the fuck?
So
Ooh, I didn't know we were gonna start off with a cold take.
Do you want me to buy it for you on Amazon?
no,
Like
fine.
what the fuck?
It's fine.
You don't want to give Jeff Bezos your money? It's my money. So how about I
Yeah,
just do
fuck
that?
Jeff Bezos. But yeah, anyway, Alphabet Squadron. What were you gonna say?
I'm gonna buy you the book now, apparently. And Jesus Christ, they go into like a greater breakdown into like the different technologies, into like fighter squadrons and like the different technologies and like TIE fighters, Y wings, A wings, all that shit.
Do y'all realize how fucking funny this was?
Yeah. I hope the listeners appreciate this. I'm just like, I can't even understand how somebody doesn't use Amazon. Oh, Ninja, why don't you use Amazon?
I don't give a fuck.
Why don't you give a... No, you have
I
to
can't-
give... You have
no.
to give a fuck.
Nope.
They
There's
had a discount on games for the longest time. I didn't even use it.
There's no rational reason for you not to use Amazon unless there's something you have a problem with Amazon about. I mean,
No, I just don't use it.
Okay.
Just like I didn't use Venmo or any shit like that either.
Okay. I'm flabbergasted. This is hilarious.
I don't even understand like how you... Where do you get stuff from?
What do you mean? I get it from the store. Like
he's
I
old
walk
school.
in.
You know,
buy
Amazon
it.
is a store too, right?
Yeah, online.
He really is old ninja. Like
Yeah.
this is not just a name or something.
This is the craziest thing ever. Because what bookstore do you go to?
There's a bookstore.
Is it Half Price Books you're talking about?
Huh?
Half Price Books? That's at
In Fremont.
the Hub?
Yes, that place. And then there's
they're not
Target.
gonna have it.
Target has books, but they were sold out.
Jesus Christ, you go to
And
places...
there's a Barnes and Noble still. They didn't have it.
Jesus. Okay. We got to move on. We got to
So
move
hold
on.
No, hold on. I'm fucking asking a question. When you went to Barnes & Noble, not Half Price Books or Target, because I can do this for you. When you go to Barnes & Noble and you ask them, hey, can I get Alphabet Squadron? Did you ask them for it?
Yeah, they said they were sold out. So I was like, oh.
Well, just get it on the list. Have them order for you.
I didn't care that much.
Yeah, okay, this is your own problem. This is your...
You can't get down this logic.
This is your old man shit right now. That's old man shit right there. That's old man logic.
He don't want it, basically.
You could definitely find it.
He don't want it.
I can send you the fucking audiobook. I listened to it. So...
God damn, this was funny.
Jesus Christ.
Episode 9 was a movie.
It was a movie.
Trilogy ended.
Good thing it wasn't by Amazon.
God.
Christ, Old Ninja would never saw it.
Damn.
Never seen it.
Shout out to Billy D coming back, though. I will say that was super nice to see. That put a fucking smile on my face.
And
shit.
still thirsty.
Still thirsty. I'm kind of with you, Kronos, on. I give them a pass, but it wasn't a great ending for Leia. You know, per se.
Yeah, it seemed to me kind of disrespectful to her.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, here's my thing. I don't know how early on her passing was before production for this film.
Yes, let me give them a definite plus in the
Okay.
movie about her. I couldn't fucking tell when she was CGI or not.
That's pretty good.
100%.
Yeah.
I was like, what? And I was fucking looking.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge tech guy. I couldn't fucking tell.
Yeah.
Honestly, I couldn't fucking tell.
That's talent.
There should have been no CGI. They just used deleted scenes from Force Awakens for her.
I
heard
read
they
some.
use
Yeah,
CGI.
I heard some article that they used some.
They
Yeah.
used
I
for
couldn't
the
tell
for the
any.
flashback. There's CGI.
I mean,
I
who
couldn't tell.
knows? But it would have been. Here's the thing: we all know that Han died in the first one. Luke dies in the second one. The logical plan was for Leia to have a much more pronounced role in this third one.
Can we talk about one thing, though? Actually, Central Man, who's in the chat room, he brought it up as well.
What's he saying?
The Chewbacca thing.
Oh, I didn't like this.
That wasn't great writing. I think they should have saved the reveal that he's still alive near the fucking end of the movie, not 15 minutes later. You know what I mean?
So here's the thing with Rey, and I like Rey. I have never been someone who shit on Rey or Daisy Ridley or Rose. I shit on Holdo.
And it's a plot hole.
Yeah, it definitely is. But in terms of Rey and her power set, I've never on this air or on Twitter shit on that. She killed fucking Chewie. Like that's what fucking happened. She killed him and the other folks with those lightning powers, and she killed Kylo with the lightsaber too. So I don't want to have this thing where we say, oh, she, is completely on the good side and never does anything evil. Yes, Kylo killed fucking Han in the first one, and people never forgive that and all that. And they never quite explained that to a satisfactory way for me.
Yeah, well, the problem in the movie with like the Chewie thing for me is that in one instant she could sense that Chewie was definitely on that fucking within eye distance.
Yep.
He's definitely on that fucking transport.
Yep.
And then in a whole other scene, there is literally a spaceship that is in fucking space, way further away.
Yep.
I can feel Chewie on there. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, you said you felt him on that one and you thought he died, but
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the first one was Finn. Finn said he points and says, Rey, he's on that transport, and then she stops it.
But we
And then
also
Kylo comes up.
she
She doesn't say she feels him on it.
then why'd she save it? She could definitely feel life forces.
Yeah.
It's a
but-
plot hole, man.
The other thing is, you show the audience basically Chewie getting on that one. You know what I mean? I felt it was a fake out. I didn't like it either. Even though I love Chewie as a character, it would have been very satisfying for the plot of this movie if that was it. But they couldn't handle Rey doing something, quote unquote, so heinous. Even though she stabs Kylo through the motherfucking chest.
Well, but he was a bad guy.
Yeah, but she does.
Yeah, Ben.
Barrel
She
chested
kind
and
of,
shit.
she does.
Supreme Leader Ben.
I mean,
Solo.
she does fight a dark version of herself, which I thought was cool.
That was a nice scene.
Well, basically, we see Empress Rey.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about the hide and seek winner for like 30 years, Emperor Palpatine.
Mr. I am the fucking Senate.
Yeah, he came in and just was wrecking shit.
I like how he shitted on Snoke.
Yeah, he
He
did.
was just like, that's my fucking bitch.
Yeah,
I don't
pretty
give a
much.
And he was like, see right there, it's like a bunch of whole
Yeah.
bunch more. You see me right here? I just
all
grow 'em.
these motherfuckers my
I just
bitch.
grow 'em.
Yeah.
I got like 35 fucking Ben Solos everywhere.
Right.
You know
Yeah.
fuck?
And then, sorry, I didn't mean to step on you, but I tell you fucking what, man. The OP lightning powers where he just
yeah.
made the fucking sky light up.
Yeah.
I didn't know that shit was possible.
Yeah.
I also didn't know fucking Sith resurrection was possible prior to this.
Oh,
Yeah.
But,
I mean,
and I know it's maybe in lore or whatever. I just didn't know. But I will say this. You missed another opportunity, Disney. Just like, and I loved Thor Ragnarok. I said it would have been more impactful if we didn't know that Hulk was in Thor Ragnarok prior to its release. It actually would have been more impactful if I didn't know Palpatine was in this. And I got surprised in the theater. That reaction would have been fucking gold.
Yeah. Well, wasn't it in the last movie where he talked? They had his voice in the last movie.
No, I don't think so.
Uh,
Not for
Last
No Last
Jedi, I don't
Jedi.
think so.
Nah. For the trailers for this
Trailers,
one. That's
yeah.
where we heard it. Yeah.
that would have been epic if he did talk in Last Jedi. Everyone would have been freaked out.
I think that
Freaked out.
there was a problem because obviously the Last Jedi, it was a problem for like a lot of people, right? I think that they had to go through and kind of eat a little bit of shit to make this movie and like just kind of like we're just gonna fucking fix this, and I get that. I'd rather them kind of do that than make another controversial movie. Even though I don't think the Last Jedi was that bad, but I understand where everybody's coming from. It's definitely not as bad as like the prequels.
Yeah, episode
right?
1 and 2.
Yeah,
and
people
shit.
that say that shit, you're fucking insane.
No, it's not
It is
that bad.
nowhere near that bad.
Yeah.
All right, that's some SJW stuff, yeah, but they weren't making fucking racist ass characters and fucking Jar Jar. There was no Jar Jar Binks character.
Misa do it up a dubba da.
Yeah, it's like, come on, man. Like, this was definitely way better than that. So, I'm definitely looking forward to the next trilogy, however they want to do it. I hope that Rey, I hope they stick with her timeline, her character, and like, I hope that she ushers in a new era of Jedi that don't rely on the light or the dark, that have like a middle path. So, the gray.
I know we're segueing, but just based on Oscar Isaac, and John Boyega, Daisy hasn't done this, but just based on those two out of the three main characters and how they have been on fire in social media lately, I don't know if they're going to stick with any of those three on a go forward basis, but we will see.
No, Daisy Ridley has gone on record, said she after this trilogy, no more Star Wars for her. And same thing with John Boyega.
I never heard that before.
Money can change minds.
Money
Because
can
Harrison
change
Ford was like, "Fuck you," very, very much.
Yes,
for years. But we'll see.
So this is why I was going back to the point about the whole Emperor Throne Ring, Sith Resurrection, and Rey's lightsaber. So what we see from Rey's lightsaber is she turns her staff into a saber, right?
Oh, okay.
That's her staff that she turns into her yellow saber.
Thought that was a fleshlight. No, I'm sorry.
Wow, she would have killed herself. Was this anyway? So there's a companion book, the visual storybook of Rise of Skywalker, where they talk about the Sith ghosts that are in the crowd.
Yeah,
they're basically followers of Ren, or Ren, like they have a title that Revan. Sorry, they have a title of Revan followers or whatnot. I feel like this is setting up clues for a Knights of the Old Republic like trilogy. So we're probably gonna see more orange and yellow sabers like we saw Rey have. That'll show like that's what they're using back then in the day. We'll probably see the Revan, because a lot of people want Keanu Reeves to be Revan.
Yeah.
But I doubt that's gonna happen because he's an older dude now and he's super busy now.
he's breathtaking. Shut your face.
God dang! But he's also extremely busy. So they're probably not gonna get him to do anything about that. We never know though. He could still come out. I mean, he is 50-something years old now. So, also, what was I saying? Oh, the Sith Throne. We've actually kind of seen this before. It's in the Jedi Academy game. Okay. There's literally a throne, but it's gold. Yeah. But it's on Korriban. But the fact that we see this, also the Sith like temple that's in the film.
That was dope.
There's literally an identical one in the Star Wars Rebels series. Nice. But it's destroyed though. It's destroyed when Ahsoka, Darth Vader, Ezra Bridger, Darth Maul, and Kanan Jarrus are fighting in it, and the temple's destroyed. And we see a little weird like time travel type shit in that. But that's all. You gotta watch the series to understand.
I will say this though, real quickly: if you have super young kids, the stuff with Emperor Palpatine may be fucking scary for them.
Yeah.
Just as a quick side note to fucking parents, I didn't take my 5-year-old. I'm glad I didn't.
He's basically a fucking zombie.
Yeah, he looks like a zombie.
There's some shit.
Yeah, because he's all like...
He's got milky eyes and shit.
Yeah, and he's like missing digits and shit.
Yeah.
So it's all fucked up. And then even when he steals like force power from Rey and Kylo, it still could be creepy because he gains yellow eyes and... He's like in the mask. That could give your kids nightmares. Yeah. So
most Star Wars movies don't have that aspect of anything that could be scary for even that young, but this one did.
But also, fuck them kids.
God damn it! I love it. I love it.
So moving on to the point of John Boyega. So he was on Twitter talking about someone pointed out. They made the comment that now that Ben Solo is gone. After that kiss, now this opens up the opportunity for Finn to go after Rey. And then John Boyega replied, it's not about who she kisses, it's about who lays the pipe.
Which is hilarious.
So I thought it was hilarious, but like Reylo shippers fucking came out of the woodwork for saying it was sexist, misogynistic, and whatnot.
How is that sexist?
I don't fucking know. I don't care.
That's what the vast majority of men and women do.
Yeah.
They fuck each other. I mean, this is how we continue our species.
Yeah, no,
by fucking each other.
How dare you?
People were coming at him so tough, and he just doubled down.
It was great.
He just kept coming with stuff. Like, people were saying, like, hey, I looked up to you and realizing that you're like this, and you're a hero now for you to act like this. And he's just like,
fuck them.
He's like, you obviously have a problem with separating reality from fictional characters. And then, like, people were just saying all stuff. He's calling people idiots, and he's like, I was laughing. I'm like, dude, you people are really mad
What do you mean, you people?
Oh, damn. You Reylo shippers are really mad about this literally toxic relationship because he shows Star Wars romance. He shows 4 pictures of them fighting and her killing Kylo.
Yep.
And he just like, and people were like, how can you do this? Like, they were up in their feelings, and to me it was funny, but people felt like it was insensitive.
Well, you know, it's funny to me is like seeing John Boyega like grow up because I knew him from Attack the Block.
Yes, at the beginning of this decade.
Yeah, and actually it's funny because I just ripped it. I think the other day because I'm actually ripping all my DVDs and Blu-rays.
Yeah.
And putting on my new NAS, and I was like, oh, I got Attack the Block on Blu-ray.
Yep.
And I was like, holy shit, this is like the John Boyega movie. That's where I got introduced to him from.
Yes.
So for people like to talk shit about him, I'm just like, I'm glad that he blew the fuck up. Yeah, fuck the haters.
I'm glad he blew up. I've been on Raylo's stuff, but I'm nowhere like that. That was a great, funny jab and joke and whatnot that he did. But I'll also say this too: the Star Wars fandom, some of them, have been absolutely fucking shit to him for fucking 4 years. Let's not like sweep that under the fucking rug.
Oh yeah, like when they saw that he was a black stormtrooper. And I was
people
like,
flipped out.
Yeah.
They were talking about boycotting it just on that being in the trailer alone. Now,
even though it made sense that all the stormtroopers wouldn't look like Jango Fett anymore because, first of all, he's dead and Genosha is fucking gone.
yeah, exactly.
You know, so they were fake ass fans.
Yeah. So, but him as an actor, he took a whole lot of racist ass shit. And, obviously, you when you're under Disney contract, Disney money and all that, and almost any studio, it's not just Disney, you're a public figure. There's a whole lot of things you can't say online, blah, blah, blah. He cashed his final check, and last night he was just like, fuck all of y'all.
Yeah.
Every single one of y'all. I'm out this bitch. And, I think it's cool. I can't wait to see what the fuck he does next.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to his next film.
Yeah.
Just don't do some bullshit films.
No.
Do some good stuff, all right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Because to me, you went from Attack the Block to fucking Star Wars. You did anything between? I don't fucking know.
Yeah, he did the Pacific Rim sequel.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. But still, I mean, that was still a blockbuster. So.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it made money. It was
did.
okay.
I still haven't watched it. I want to watch it.
It's okay. It's not like, oh my god. It's just like
I like the first one quite a bit.
Yeah, the first one's really good.
I like the dude.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We'll fucking see. And here's the thing too, all three of them, Oscar Isaac, Daisy Ridley, John Boyega, I wish them nothing but the fucking best, man. I mean, it's hard to be in the limelight for 4 fucking years like that.
Yeah, Raylo shippers, don't be so soft. Like, dude, he made a joke. Like, you need to realize that these are fictional characters. This relationship isn't real. Oh, the best was some chick saying to John that she couldn't believe that he was jealous of Adam Driver because of this romance. And I was laughing my ass off. He would kind of laugh too. He made some comment, but I'm just like, dude, I bet you Adam Driver is reading these tweets and laughing and just not saying anything. He just wants to see how John's gonna like respond, because it's just like, dude, you people latch onto these characters so much, acting as if they're like your buddies or something.
Adam Driver was a Marine, so I guarantee you he was fucking laughing.
Yeah, so I'm just like,
It's
dude,
hilarious,
Yeah.
right?
I thought it's fucking hilarious, but like people were saying that they looked up to him because of this, and for him to make these comments, I'm like, dude, you need to like lighten up a little bit.
Hell
Like
yeah,
this is what happened in the film. Even though he points out something that's satirical, you need to not be up in your feelings and act like he's attacking you, which he wasn't. He doesn't say, hey, Raylo shippers, you're shit. No, he didn't. He just pointed out, like, Finn could possibly lay the pipe.
Well, the other thing, real quickly, the Raylos, like I said at the beginning, the Raylo shippers fucking won.
Yeah.
Like that's canon, and it seemed like tinfoil hat conspiracy 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So they won,
So,
all right, let's go on.
Take
Yeah,
your
let's
win.
let's toss a coin to our Witcher.
Ooh.
Oh, damn.
Also put him up for a nail.
Yeah.
I haven't finished it.
You haven't finished it?
No.
Fucking shit.
So,
What episode are you on?
2.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah, sorry, man.
sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, the problem was, you know how you promise people you're going to watch it with them, and then they watch it ahead of you? So I was like,
Oh,
stuck.
fuck them
Fuck
people.
them.
Yeah, so that's what happened. So I waited and I watched Lost in Space instead, and I finished that.
Oh,
So
you on that bullshit.
Yeah.
Witcher
All right.
came out way before that. Anyway.
Yeah,
let's
let's get into
So
Witcher.
there's been a couple of comments to us on Facebook, and I think even Twitter, asking us like how to like kind of break down the series, because people are kind of confused.
Yeah.
And now that I've watched it and I've read the book, the first Witcher book, Blood of Elves, I understand how there's confusion if you don't know about like The Witcher. And I played the 3 as well. I haven't beat it, but I played it. I'm gonna go back and play it now, like the rest of these assholes that have played the game. Anyway, if you are watching The Witcher and you're slightly confused from the beginning, let me just give you a really big hint. It's in 2 different timelines. All right, so when you're watching Geralt of Rivia. We have a conversation before this.
Yeah. He says Geralt. I say Geralt.
No, I said Geralt, and then you said it was Geralt.
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 Mm-hmm.
All right. However, you want to say
however, it doesn't matter to me. Go, keep going.
Yeah. You say Arigato like I say Arigato. Anyway, when you're watching Ciri, it's in a continual timeline of her life.
Yep.
When she was like 13 or 14, going forward. When you're watching, I'll just say The Witcher. All right. When you're watching The Witcher, when you're watching The Witcher, it is in the past, leading up to her being like 13 or 14 years old.
Yeah.
So when you actually first start watching, The Witcher, it's before she was even fucking born.
Yes.
So when they start talking about the law of surprise, the surprise is fucking her.
Yes.
She's the surprise because it was something that they didn't know they had to give to The Witcher.
Yes.
So I think that hopefully will help a lot of viewers out that are watching the show. Because to me, I was like, it was kind of odd at first, and then but I already knew the relationship between Ciri and Geralt, however you want to say it. I already knew about the relationship, so it wasn't odd to me. But if you're watching the show, they probably should have put like a year, like a timestamp.
Yeah.
Between it when they went back and forth, and it also doesn't help that when. With The Witcher, there are time jumps.
Yes, sir.
And that they don't really explain.
Nope.
So there's time jumps like when they first start the show, and then time jump to when they have Yennefer.
Yes.
That's also before there was Ciri.
Yes.
So that I understand how that can be confusing, but hopefully this kind of shitty explanation will help you out.
No. Yeah,
So.
that's a pinpoint perfect and accurate. Man, this is a powerhouse fucking show, man.
It is.
Like, first of all, okay, you know what I'm always focused on. Two things whenever there's a new show: how's the violence, and the sword fighting was absolutely fucking excellent.
Oh yeah.
And then how they animate titties, and there's a whole lot of fucking nice animated titties on this.
Titties,
so win fucking win, and a hit song. You know what I mean?
If you don't have the Tots according to your Witcher song stuck in your head like I do, that's like one of the best songs. Like seriously, like any show ever.
The Bard is hilarious.
Yeah. And well, you know what's funny is that people are also confused. So if you read the books, that's not the Bard's name.
Okay. Yeah.
So
There's even a different one in the third game
okay.
by name. Yeah.
Right. But the problem is that if you are reading the books, his name is Dandelion, also known as Dandelion.
Yep, that's him.
But in the show, his name is Jaskar.
Yes.
Well, from what I've read, that there's a certain translation of Polish, Jaskar means dandelion.
There you go. Yeah.
So that's like the problem that most people have.
Yep.
But if you're reading the books,
yeah.
Jaskar is dandelion.
Yeah.
But it's weird because in the books, like if you read Blood of Elves, Blood of Elves happens after the Witcher show.
Yes.
So when you're reading Blood of Elves, it occurs way after the Witcher and Ciri have met. And do I want to spoil Ciri?
Yeah, I mean you got to go.
Okay.
It's been out for 2+ weeks.
Ciri goes to like train to be a Witcher.
Yes.
And so like I already know that she's. I already knew that from the game.
Yeah.
But
Karen Morin.
Yeah, Karen Morin. So in the book, she's already in Karen Morin, and it's a place where normally Witchers are always males.
Yep.
And they're training a female for the first time.
Yep.
And it gets confusing because they don't really know how to treat a female, and so they're trying not to give her like the Witcher mutagens. They're giving her stimulants, but not mutagens.
Yeah.
And they don't really give a shit about the fact that she's like a female coming of age. So they don't really understand that she has periods and shit.
Yep.
And so that's when they have to like recall in the show, they have to get Triss Marigold to come out. And she's like, what the fuck? Like, she's on her period, like you're having to do all this fucking crazy shit.
Yeah.
And you can't do that, and the stimulants are making it worse. And then eventually they have to call Yennefer to come out and like finish her training as a mage.
Yeah.
And it's like it's way deeper. So the book is kind of it's a little dry, but I can understand the appeal to it. I'm gonna read the rest of the books and let you know how it goes, but it's definitely like a departure from the books, but it's the same definite characters.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's actually kind of refreshing to see kind of like the backstory to Yennefer, Triss, Geralt, however you want to say his name, and Ciri and like some other ancillary characters like before the book.
Absolutely. I'm going to say this, and I think I've said this before on the air, but I love this universe, this Witcher world. I was excited about it prior to even the show. I knew the show was going to be. I had a really good feeling the show was going to be a hit, and it definitely is. That and Mandalorian, top shows in terms of streaming or whatever for this year, along with I think Stranger Things. But the thing I want to say is, you got to remember this is all out of, I can't pronounce his fucking last name, but the Polish writer.
A Polish guy.
Yeah, a Polish writer. You don't know. You listening to us don't know shit about Polish folklore or many Polish writings, and this was translated from Polish into English and whatnot. And then most people, the overwhelming amount of nerds, heard about this via the video games, which were a huge success. One on PC and Xbox 360, and then this last one, the obviously juggernaut one, Wild Hunt, which was on basically everything.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because that's actually like one of my small critiques for the show is that the show, this might piss somebody off, the show is actually too diverse.
Yeah, we definitely need to. I agree with that because I agree with you on that because this is going to sound weird coming from a African American man.
I'll fix it for you in a second. Go ahead and say it, and I'll fix it for you.
But to people, and this is what I've heard from them, the people in Poland and the Poland and Slavic communities, even the ones here in the West and whatnot, they don't get a lot of stories about them.
Yes.
They get almost nothing about their folklore and culture, especially not anything positive. The only thing you really know about Central or Eastern Europe is some really terrible stuff with like Dracula times and some terrible war stuff in the 90s during the Clinton era.
And Polak jokes.
Yeah, exactly, which are offensive and racist and shit. So this, and I mentioned this before, I think back in 2011 or whenever, I think it was during the Obama administration, he went to Poland and literally they gave him the video game because CD Projekt Red's Witcher games are a cultural icon for the country of Poland and the Polish people. That's how big it is. It's not just a game. So when you take Polish folklore and ethnically Polish characters and you say, fuck where this is from, I'm going to put this character for Western diversity's sake in here, I totally get where the Polish and Slavic people complaints come from, and they're just like, why are you changing this when we don't get much? We get crumbs.
Yeah, let me quantify this. It'd be like if, 'cause this is an obscure country that I've been to. It's Djibouti. It's in Africa. Full of black people. Obviously, it's in fucking Africa. In a part of Africa that's full of black people.
Yep.
All right? It's not like Egypt or some other places that have Middle Easterners. It's full of black people.
Yep.
All right? It's if they had a story about Djibouti and they decided to toss in a bunch of Europeans for the sake of diversity. To me, that's how odd it is. I'm just like, why are you making Triss black when this is a Polish story? And if that offends you, then you really need to reevaluate the way you think about diversity. You really do, because it's a Polish story. You know what I mean? And they're based upon like Polish folklore, and it's like it's probably one of the biggest exports ever, if not the biggest export ever, from Poland. And the fact that they just decided to diversify for no fucking reason is odd. Don't get me wrong. The story's good. I like the actress that plays. I like the diverse characters, but it's when I see them though, it's just like I'm thinking in the back of my head,
why are you there?
Well, yeah, why aren't they Caucasian?
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, what the fuck?
Well, I will go because I have to be fair.
And hold on.
Go ahead.
If somebody says I'm an Uncle Tom for saying that, you're fucking stupid.
Oh, yeah, no.
All right, you're fucking stupid, and you have no original thought in your fucking brain. And like I said, if we had a story that was based in Africa, and you decide to toss in white characters, you'd be just like, look at fucking Gods of Egypt.
Oh yeah, and all that controversy.
It's
or Ghost
to
in the
me
Shell.
Because I'm not Polish, it's not as egregious.
Yeah.
But if somebody's from Poland, it'd be just as or more egregious.
I get all of their complaints. I'm also going to say quickly this: even with the European white characters, you need more Polish accents. Because what I hear is Scottish, and I hear British accents, and I know deep down if I went to Poland and I talked to somebody about it, they'd be like, y'all didn't even make an attempt, even with the white characters, to keep this culturally us.
This story literally should be a love story of Poland.
It really should.
It should be.
I'm going to tell you this. I played through the whole game of Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. I would have played through 2 and 1 if it was on PS4. But in any event, it made me want to go to Poland. I want to see some of these. Like, I don't know shit about Poland.
Yeah.
I want to fucking visit. God damn it. I really do. After Tokyo, because I'm going for that Olympics. But I mean, I want to see some of this stuff just because, just like when you watched Lord of the Rings, and even though all we knew is it was filmed in New Zealand, you wanted to see those sites, didn't you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel the same way. Let me see some of these castles. Let me see some of these fields and whatnot. It's cool. And now, don't get me wrong. That Redbone is playing Triss is a bad one. She is good looking as fuck.
And she's a good actress.
Yeah, and she's a good actress. I don't have any problem with her.
And the same thing with the African American kid that was Ciri's friend.
Yeah.
The elf.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the sorceress at the end who was doing some badass shit.
They were, but it's just like at the same time, it's like this is one of the things where like diversity kind of goes a little too far.
You know what? Y'all would be mad in the Mulan movie if Matt Damon shows up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Starts Matt Damoning it up. So I get that. Now, all that aside, this is a fun fucking show, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man. The sword fighting, and everybody was hinting about this. Remember earlier in this year? They were like, people were hinting that, hey, it's rumored that these sword fights and battles are actually even more entertaining and violent than Game of Thrones.
They're fucking brutal. Yeah.
They delivered.
Hold on. That being said, this show is not Game of Thrones.
I will certainly agree. I have to go back and see Game of Thrones season 1 for a direct comparison.
No, okay, hold on. So when you say that, all right. So when people compare, you weren't in the last podcast. Mm-hmm. So when people say that this show is either as good or better than Game of Thrones, you're fucking high. All right. If y'all remember, look at the first season of Game of Thrones. The end of the first season, the main character fucking died.
That was great.
The main character fucking died.
Ned, right?
Yeah. The Witcher's not gonna fucking die.
No.
All right, he's not gonna die in any fucking season. All right, that's not gonna happen.
No.
Also, there's not gonna be any fucking shit as crazy as the Red Wedding. Like that, there was nothing even close to that in this whole entire season.
I concur. I will say the Red Wedding was one of those episodes where I didn't want to go into work the next 2 days.
Yeah, it was traumatizing.
Yeah. They stabbed a pregnant woman that we cared about and then slit her throat and then slit the mama's throat and the son's or the husband's throat.
That shit was all fucked up.
That shit was foul.
But don't get me wrong, this show is good, but just you can't. I think people that say that this show is as good or better than Game of Thrones are either first of all, you're a fucking moron and you have a short memory. All right, you're thinking of just the last season of Game of Thrones, and even the last season of Game of Thrones, they had some pretty epic fucking battles.
They did.
But still, if you look at the series as a whole, it's a fucking really good series, and it's hard to top.
It definitely is. I think there's always going to be comparisons when we're talking about folklore and magic and sword fighting or whatever time period medieval stuff in European whatever.
Yeah.
And I totally get that. And I do think that Witcher knocked it out of the park.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely good.
You know, for me, I don't have to do the comparison thing. Like I said, I haven't watched Game of Thrones season 1 in a long time. I'll never forget Jaime pushing motherfucking what's his name out the window. I mean, that was an epic scene.
After he got done fucking his sister.
Yeah, I mean, there's some wow moments. But I saw a fucking orgy in this. You know what I mean? I do like orgy. I do like magic orgies. Yeah, you know what I mean? And you know what? Them scenes in the tub with Yennefer and fucking Geralt. Oh man!
Can I say Yennefer is fucking fine? I was like, man, she went from like I don't know how they fucking uglied her up, but man, like I mean I saw what they did with like her cheek. She probably had some cotton balls or some shit in her cheek. And then like she had her hunch shit, and like they uglied her up, and then like all of a sudden when she went through that fucking transformation, I was like, what?
She makes this work.
Yeah.
Like that in the song, and then obviously the stuff with the True Witcher. This goes hard.
Wait until season 2. So obviously season 2 is going to be really interesting because that's when Ciri should go to Kaer Morhen and she learns how to be a Witcher. But Ciri she's a fucking badass.
She sure is.
And I think that she's somebody that might eclipse Arya Stark, maybe.
Yeah. She's in that vein.
Yeah, she'll be a similar type character. So for people that are watching the show that know nothing about The Witcher, Ciri is going to be a fucking badass.
I'll also say, too, this was mostly about Geralt and Yen, there is quite a bit of history with Triss. And
Yes.
Triss was
Yes, there is.
overlooked in season 1. Triss has her own backstory. Triss has her own interactions. Triss is powerful and badass as well.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But yeah, man, you got to get caught up, old ninja.
Yeah, I know. I felt fucked over, but I plan on watching it. But
And it's only 8 episodes.
yeah, and the Lost in Space is 10, so I was waiting on the people, and they forged ahead, and I'm like, what the fuck? So
Most people don't like you. Like,
well, that's fine. Most people don't. So
God damn.
it's whatever.
Holy fucking shit.
Shit, I gotta watch The Expanse. I haven't watched any of The Expanse yet.
I haven't either.
Yeah.
I'm going to get caught up
Fuck.
maybe this weekend.
Not bad.
Yeah, and I love that show, and we've been talking about it for a while, but I need to catch up. Probably on next week I'll start watching some episodes. Because I read the book up to this season,
Nice.
so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I tend to forget of the things that are on Amazon. Like, I don't
Yeah.
remember as easily.
Amazon doesn't get enough credit. Obviously, Old Ninja's like, fuck Amazon for some odd reason.
Yep.
But, I mean, Amazon, like, The Boys is really good.
Yeah.
They had, what was that show with, I think it was Jack Ryan or something
Yeah,
like that?
Jack Ryan, yeah.
Yeah, they have some good shows on there. You know,
Yeah.
the Man on High Castle, there's a few that was highly rated. There were a bunch of other ones too. But, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to The Expanse.
Yeah. Real quick, just finishing up one last thing for The Witcher. There are some awesome fucking comic books as well. Like, you know, if you don't want to do play the game or actually watch a TV show or actually read the books, the comic is excellent. And I've read 3 or 4 of the trade paperbacks of them. Violent, truly great art and great story. So check those out as well.
Yeah, and I'm glad that the author he renegotiated with CD Projekt Red.
Yeah.
To make more games, and I'm glad he's gonna get paid now because I heard they kind of got fucked over, but I think it's also because his book wasn't that big.
Yeah, that's an important distinction.
Yeah.
It wasn't that big, and he also underestimated and didn't understand the video game industry because he's
Yeah.
an old Polish fuck. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Well, but it's easy though. I mean, like most people, if you asked anybody today, like what is the highest selling form of media of all time,
Yeah.
and they didn't say it was GTA 5,
yeah,
like
you're right. Most people don't know. The
yeah, they
average
don't
person doesn't know.
GTA 5 is the highest fucking selling medium of all time
Yeah.
as far as dollar amount goes.
Yep.
It's any fucking movie, it eclipses it.
Absolutely. And that game came out in 2013.
Yeah, and it's still selling.
Yeah, like hotcakes.
Yeah.
Every fucking year.
And The Witcher 3, actually, they've had, since The Witcher came out,
Yeah, good.
The Witcher 3 has sold, people have been playing the game or sold more than launch.
Yes.
So that's fucking amazing.
You never see that. The Netflix show has raised the game value. Even the stock value of CD Projekt Red has gone up double digits.
That means good things for Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah, dude.
I'm just saying.
and again, shout out to this relatively small Polish video game studio that was obscure and unfucking known.
That we're getting, they got government funds to make The Witcher.
Dude.
How?
How?
Yeah.
Fucking how?
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. Let me know when you finish that all the way through. Don't forget the DLC. Woo, that was a hell of a game. That took me all of 2016. I put like 100 hours in that bad boy. Great.
Speaking of which,
Go
putting in hours into a game. Is there something you want to admit to the people out there, Prodigy?
Here
Is
we
there something
go.
you want to say?
Okay.
What the fuck?
I'll start off the new year with one confession. I prematurely, I know Kronos is going to disagree, but I prematurely shit on Monster Hunter World a little bit.
This motherfucker.
I'm backtracking and doing a 180,
Yeah, do
goddammit.
that backtracking.
I'm about to get this dude the weed card.
It is a serious weeb game. It is not a perfect game. I am not saying it is a perfect game, goddammit, but it has gotten its fucking hooks deep goddamn into me. And I like the gameplay loop, not the hub, not some of the mechanics, not even some of the crafting, but the gameplay loop of let me kill big monster with my giant fucking hammer, get better armor, repeat. I do fucking like that.
Yeah, there you go.
And I like improving my master rank or whatever now, and Iceborne has even better cutscenes and monsters in world. I got 45 fucking hours in, and I'm going to be in the triple fucking digits on this game.
Oh yeah,
Sad
especially.
I shit on it so fucking hard because nothing was intuitive. Like they tried to make it difficult. You know,
It's like, well, Cronus had said this before because he had heard it, and I echo it. But this is the best Monster Hunter ever produced.
Dude, there's so many things I want to change.
Dude, it took a minute for them to make these changes. Like previous Monster Hunters are even more complicated than this.
Jeez, I can't imagine.
This is streamlined compared to previous Monster Hunters. What the fuck? Super streamlined.
What kind of weeb game were you playing prior?
That's like saying this is the best booty warrior ever. Like this guy will definitely fuck you in the ass the best, even though you don't want it. They will definitely do it for you.
But you do want this though. I mean, I enjoyed I played 2 of them. I have the one on the PSP and I have the one Monster Hunter Tri, and now I have this one, Monster Hunter World. I mean, you don't make like a game that becomes your best-selling one of all time out of your complete like 20-year history, and then have a
30-year, man.
20, 30, 25, whatever. And then you have a DLC that's so big that it is unheard of to have a demo for DLC.
That's not unheard of. Anyway,
what DLC had a demo?
They've had demo for DLC before. Yeah, they have.
Who? What?
I'm
Which
trying
game?
to think, but I've been drinking.
I will say this.
I have never personally heard of a demo for DLC.
Iceborne is actually a real... It is a DLC, but it's actually a sequel. That's what it really is.
It feels like it.
You know.
It's so fucking huge. There's even more shit to do in Iceborne than there was in the original game.
I am so fuck that game. The first person that listens to this podcast and tells me I want this game, I will ship you my copy of the game for fucking free.
There you go.
I'll go be the MBTI on Twitter and DM us and just tell me I want the game. I'll fucking ship you mine.
And then we can hunt.
Yeah, we can hunt. You can hunt with at the old ninja.
I gotta find it first.
at Cthulhu's Prodigy on Twitter.
Listen,
and squad up.
I will either find it and ship it to you, or I'll buy you a fucking new one if I can't find it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I know what it is. I know where it is. But if I can't find it, I will buy you it and I'll ship it to you free of charge. I won't even fucking charge for shipping.
And I will say this. I would have done exactly the same thing about 3 or 4 weeks ago. It got its fucking hooks in me, and I'm fucking mad about
That's
it.
because you're a weeb. It's all good.
I'm weaving hard.
Oh, damn. Yeah, we are.
And it is a true... you know what? It's a weeb as service game.
Yeah,
That's what
really
it is.
Yeah.
It's a grind.
Yeah, it is a grind, but it's a fun grind, and it's not like punishing. Because when you get it and you're rewarded, and the game rewards you for helping other people.
It's funny. I'm gonna check Twitter right now just in case.
Yeah, dude. If you in the chat, literally, hit him up. You can get a free fucking PS4 game right fucking now.
Yeah, sorry, it's on PS4 only because I have it on PS4. I'm definitely not buying you some bullshit ass fucking Xbox game.
Yeah, get a free game. Hit Kronos up.
Game. No. I mean, just put it on the Be the MBTI Twitter page. And if you want to do it on Cronus, I'm Cronus Alpha Geek on Twitter. If you do it on there too, I'll send it to you.
That's fucking awesome. That's the first giveaway of 2020.
It is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I have so many fucking games that I don't play anymore.
Yeah,
I'm fine with giving them away.
You know what? That might be a new tradition. At least once a month, maybe we give away a game.
Yeah, that one I'm definitely not playing anymore. So feel free.
What are you playing though?
Right now I'm back on Borderlands 3. So I was playing Jedi Fallen Order for a little while, and then the Moxie's Heist came out for Borderlands 3.
Yeah. Oh yeah. How the hell do you get that much money? Explain this.
Oh, you talking about how much money
in the game? Yeah. I'm like, how the fuck?
Dude, I played it for a day, and I probably got $12 million in the game.
Hold up. The correct answer to how did you get that much money is I've been had money.
Yeah,
what the fuck? We know this.
Bro, if you just go around and just loot like everything, you get so much fucking money.
Damn.
Like from like the normal chest and the various fucking like slot machines.
Yeah.
You get, for some reason, I don't know if they're gonna fix this shit, but you get a shitload of money. Because, like, I remember I was sitting there and I was like, why do I have, like, $12 million? I was like, what the fuck? And so I decided to, like, start buying, SDU upgrades.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, so I bought a bunch of those. Then all of a sudden, now again, I have, like, $10 million again.
Yeah.
Like, I went down to, like,